Hello, welcome. Something magical happened at the salon today. A butterfly flew from nowhere and landed on a hair, and I made sure to capture this to show it to my YouTube friends, and I hope you like it. Doesn't it look so cute and so magical? Now, this tutorial is inspired by Dope AXX Panna. She made this hairstyle some days ago, a 3D butterfly, and I decided to try it. And of course, I gave it my chi twist, and this is how it came out. So, for the base of the hair, I decided to make a heart-shaped foundation. So the pattern down, instead of being round, I made a heart shape. That is what I am carving out here. Look at my poor mannequin. Someone sliced off her hair, and because it cannot grow back, I am stuck with this forever and ever, but we are going to make it work. So I tried to section off the shape of a heart as best as I could until the shape was making sense in my sense. When it started making sense in my sense, I put that in a ponytail. I used a rubber band so that it's going to be very tight and give me as much hair as possible to work with, because I need other length to make a butterfly. Even though it has to be lightweight, I need it to be visible. So for her hair, she used like a gel ponytail for the braids. I am not about to put gel on this mannequin head because I don't like washing it every time. So we are just going to braid this down. And if you like my mannequin, I have a link to this exact type from Amazon. If you check my description bar, you'll see a link to my Amazon store. That is where I put in all the things I like. So to start off, I take off a small section and make a 3-strand braid with that. Then I take off 2 smaller sections for the antenna of the butterfly. As an Igbo Nigerian girl, I said butterfly. So I take off 2 tiny pieces for the butterfly's antenna, and I make that into 2-strand twist, each of them into 2-strand twist, just like this. Because I need it to be lightweight, it has to be small. I ended up putting shine and jam on it to make it stiff. But look at this magic, right? When I coiled it and pinned it down, by the time I was done with the rest of the tutorial, this was a spiral coil. Although I did something that later straightened it out mistakenly, that wasn't my intention, but it coiled. That's just to show you the level of human hairness of my mannequin head. You should get this one if you want to. If you need an afro texture mannequin head, I have 3 of them. I reviewed all of them on my channel. I washed, flat ironed it, coiled it, blow dried it, like all those. The only thing I didn't do was to color it. Anyway, going back to the tutorial, I shared that ponytail into 2 and then into 2, so I have 4, and those 4 parts are going to be 2 wings on the left, 2 wings on the right, the top and the bottom, the top and the bottom. So for the very first one, I laid out, I just made the hair to like be sprayed out, so that I just winged it out. I open them. I just open them so that I'll get plenty hair. Then I started braiding just the tip. If you cannot see this very well, don't worry. When I braid the other wing on the opposite side, you're going to see that angle is better. But this was what I ended up having, and I promise you it's not confusing. You just braid the, you know, when new people are learning to braid and they cannot braid the hair to lie flat on the scalp, yeah, that's the mess up you're going to do knowingly in this tutorial. So you just braid without trying to make the braid to go all the way down to the base of the hair. So just braid it in the air, braid it in the air. So I'm just braiding the ends of the hair without, while resisting the urge to grab the whole thing at once, because that was what my spirit was feeling like doing for fun. But I don't want to waste your time, so I just focused on the task at hand. Now, when I shared this into two, if you are confused about making sure they are equal, make the front one bigger, because the top wing is usually bigger in a butterfly. I have never seen, and I have looked at several pictures of butterfly in my career of making butterfly designs on hair on YouTube, and I have not seen a butterfly that has a bigger wing at the back. The top is always the biggest one. Oh, now, and you just saw how to braid this easily. I hope now it's easy. But just look at this, it's giving me ideas of making a flower, like a 3D flower design, because look at how easy that was. Transformation, it looks very unusual. It's unusually cute. It's almost looking like an alien plant. Just how it is like this, like I think you can do so much with this base for a design. But anyway, now we have our four wonderful looking things, and then the braid in the front and the two antennas. Now we are going to proceed to bend them accordingly. So you just bend one, fluff it out, bend it, and tie, no, just go around the base with the tail of the braid. You need pins, and you also need needle and thread actually. So let's start with this one. I fluff it out, bend it underneath, and then wrap the braid around the ponytail. So you make it as tight around the base of the ponytail. At this point, you're going to rely on your ancestors to tell you, okay, it's too tight, make it looser, make it tighter, raise it up, take it down. Like, your ancestors will be whispering to you the right thing to do at this point, because I cannot explain it. So you just walk around it and try, walk around it and try. If your ancestors were creative, then you're going to do well. If your ancestors were not creative, you're going to mess it up and you have to leave it down. Kidding. Just use your discretion, and play around it until you have something that looks like this. Try to make the back wing, the bottom wings, kind of smaller. And at first I was bothered by this hole, but again my ancestors started telling me that this was how butterflies were created. I feel like, I don't know if it's deja vu. Okay, this is that one braid, that single braid we made. So I just passed it in the middle, to give you some dimension there. I feel like I have seen butterflies with like a bubble, like a bubble. When you see drawings or paintings or even real butterflies, like in their shade, in their patterns, you would see like a round space or hole, just a round shaded bubblish color. These holes on these ones are bubblish butterfly creation happening. But I don't want it to be a gaping hole. I don't want it too wide, so I fluffed out the hair in the middle to cover up that hole to an extent, and then just tacked it. When I mean tacking, I didn't like stitch 2 times. I just passed the needle once and tied it, just to reduce how big that hole is, because I wasn't sure what my ancestors were whispering to me. I just decided to close it up a little, and this was how I did it. Just one sewing. Sure, that's what tacking means, Abby. That's what tacking means. I just tack 'em. I tack 'em like back 'em, just tack back 'em like that, and tie your thread and carry your wahala and leave the butterfly alone. We are not performing surgery on it. We just want that hole to look like itself, but better. I still believe this bubble exists in butterfly patterns. And see the unfortunate thing with this butterfly, it has chameleon ancestors because the black on black hair makes it blend into the hair, which is sad because you cannot see how magnificent this thing looks because it is black on black hair. And I don't know how to walk around that except your hair is dyed. So that was why, like, when I want to show you the shape, I just place my hand underneath the butterfly to create some contrast so that the color can stand out. So except your hair is dyed, like the tips of your hair is dyed, wow, that's going to give you like a it's going to give you dimensions and just make it look different. Oh, I decided to give my butterfly head. I decided to give my butterfly the illusion of a head, so I used a big bead, used a latch hook to pass those two tiny antennas through the beads, and that was what straightened out my beautifully coiled antennas. I passed it through the bead and used a bobby pin, passed it through the bead and pinned it onto the hair, so it's not like my butterfly has a head. Colors, we don't want to deal with all black chameleon butterfly. So look at this, man, the antennas look realistic. Look at my butterfly, cute, look at that. And to chameleon this thing, I put my hand, look at those bubbles, look at these bubbles, guys. In evolution, that bubbles exist, so we did well, like we did good. We did good. If I am filming this and you're seeing my two hands, you know my ancestors are helping me to video it, right? Not the same ancestors that were inspiring me, oh. Some other ancestors around. But look at the antennas. I applied shine and jam to stiffen up that hair a little bit, just at the antenna. Yeah, and you, thanks Spanner for inspiring this hair. I like it and it came out nicely. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a butterfly emoji if you like it. Bye.